Hey guys, welcome back to For the Ball. Now today I'm going to be choosing the winners or the losers of the summer 2017 transfer window. Now I'm going to be choosing 3 winners and 3 losers. I'm going to be going from least to most. I'm going to be considering what player they got, how he affects the team, what they're going to be able to win this season, and how much they spend for their players. So with that being said, let's get into it. Now I'm going to start with the positive side of this video, so let's start with the winners. Now our first winners for this transfer window has to be AC Milan. In the last couple of years, AC Milan has been going through this rebuilding process where they were trying to get back to their golden era, and it seems to be that with this new ownership they're actually heading in the right direction. Their best signing has to be Leonardo Bonucci. They were able to get him for 42 million euros from Juventus. I feel like this signing actually is a bit underrated. I feel Bonucci is one of the best defenders in the world right now. I think that he's bringing leadership and experience, and being able to get him for 42 million euros is actually a great deal. And that is another thing that I like about how AC Milan's front office handled this transfer window. By signing the players in the beginning of the summer, they were able to avoid the Neymar transfer. They raised the price on most players, so in a way they were rewarded for doing their job in the beginning of the transfer window. Other signings that they did was Andre Silva, Andrea Conti, Ricardo Rodriguez. There were a couple of more players, but I feel like those were the main ones that they signed. I also like the mixture of young talent and experienced players. I feel like that mixture is really good for a team. So I feel like AC Milan is going to have a great season this year. I don't see them competing for the Serie A title yet, but I do see them finishing maybe 3rd and qualifying for the Champions League next year. Our second winner is Liverpool. I think Liverpool is kind of similar to AC Milan, where in the last couple of years they have been trying to rebuild the team and trying to compete for titles. And I think that with Jurgen Klopp as the coach, they have been able to do that. The team has been heading in the right direction, and I think that this summer the front office has shown the fans that they're trying to compete for titles. Even knowing I'm a Barcelona fan and I wish Coutinho joined Barcelona this summer, keeping Coutinho shows that Liverpool is trying to get past that era where other teams came and stole the best players away from them, to where now they're trying to keep their best players and build a team around them. So definitely keeping Coutinho was the biggest move Liverpool did this summer. They did sign a couple of players in Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Mohamed Salah, Andrew Robertson. From those, I feel like Alex Oxlade was probably the best signing. I think that in Arsenal he never got a chance to play in his position in the middle of the field, and I feel that with a better coach like Jurgen Klopp, I feel like this player is going to show a lot more than what he showed in Arsenal. Also, Liverpool has played great in the beginning of the season, so if they can keep that level and on top of that add a Coutinho and Alex Oxlade into the team, I feel like this team is ready to compete for titles this season. I see Liverpool competing for the Premier League title this season, and I also see them having a great performance in the Champions League as well. Now the big winners of the summer, I think everybody knows who they are, and that is PSG. I mean, in the beginning of the summer, if you have told me that PSG was going to be able to get Neymar, that they were going to be able to get Mbappe, and on top of that they were not going to lose Verratti or Di Maria, I would have thought that you were crazy. I mean, just the Neymar signing seems insane. The fact that they were able to steal one of Barcelona's biggest stars, like that is kind of difficult to believe. And then they were able to outbid Real Madrid for Mbappe, and when Barcelona came trying to steal Verratti and Di Maria away from them, they were able to keep both players. So this is definitely going to go down as PSG best transfer window of all time. I mean, throughout the last couple of years, I think PSG has tried to build a super team, and I think that they finally did it. If you go by the best young talented players right now in the world, I think PSG just got the first and second on Mbappe and Neymar. I know that in the future they might have some problems with UEFA's financial fair play rules, but right now if I'm a PSG fan, I'm not worried about that. The thing that I'm worried about is when is the next match, because I want to see Mbappe and Neymar play together. So I definitely see PSG winning everything in France. I don't even think that they have any type of competition there. As far as the Champions League, which I definitely think is the big question, I don't know if they're going to win it, but I definitely see them as one of the favorites. Now let's get to the depressing part of this video, and that is the losers of this summer. Now our first loser of the transfer window has to be Monaco, and I gotta say that I'm making this ranking the way that I'm looking at every single club is as a football club, because if I was rating them as businesses, then I would say Monaco had the best summer out of everybody. I mean, they made over 400 million euros just selling players. So as far as a business, they did great, but as a football team they did horrible. I mean, they just destroyed the whole team. I mean, every single young talented player that they had, they basically sold. One of the only young talented players that they kept was Thomas Lemmer, and the only reason that they were able to keep him was because he refused to join Arsenal, because they accepted an offer that Arsenal made for 100 million euros. So if he would have accepted to join Arsenal, then they would have lost him as well. I mean, if you're a Monaco fan, I don't see how you're not doing a riot out there. I mean, you had a young talented team that won the league title last season, and you were able to reach the semi-finals of the Champions League with your best player being 18 years years old. He was 18. Mbappe is 18 years old, and you reached the semi-finals. Basically, you had a Messi in your hands with a young talented squad behind him, and you let everything go. You basically destroyed the whole team just because of money. So I mean, the direction of the team is definitely not winning titles. It's definitely just selling players for money. So I don't know if you can even call Monaco a football club. I think that there's just a business basically. So it's just sad watching this as a football fan and seeing a team that had so much potential to be something special and then just being destroyed because of money. So I don't really see Monaco qualifying for the Champions League next season, and even knowing they have a really accessible group in the Champions League this year, I don't see them getting past the group stage. Now the second loser of the summer is Arsenal. I think that Arsenal has been going in the same process like AC Milan and Liverpool, trying to rebuild team back to where they were before, but Arsenal has been going at it the wrong way. I mean, the summer did start with a positive note of the signing of, like I said, I think is a really good signing, and I think that got fans excited and they thought that okay, maybe this year is gonna be different. But that was it. After that, Arsenal did not sign anybody else. They actually sold one of the best players that they had, in my opinion, Alex Oxlade, to Liverpool. So on top of that, they reinforced one of the rivals. And also the way the team has been playing the beginning of the season is kind of scary, honestly. I mean, against Liverpool, you kind of saw the difference between Arsenal and someone that is actually competing for the title. And in that match as well, it was kind of weird the way the team was managed. I mean, you signed, like I said, but yeah, you leave it in the bench. So it's like, wait, I thought that you were trying to improve the team, but yeah, you're not gonna play him neither. It's like, I don't know. So out of all of the top teams in Europe, I would say Arsenal was probably the one that needed to make improvements the most, and they didn't make any signings, so it's definitely not looking good for Arsenal. I mean, the thing that is more shocking out of everything is the fact that Arsene Wenger got a 2-year contract and got his salary raised by £2 million. I mean, where can I get that job? The job where I don't do my job for 10 years and then I get my salary raised, and on top of that I get a new contract for 2 years? I mean, I don't know, it's just insane how that happened. So yeah, definitely things are looking bad for Arsenal. I mean, I definitely don't see them competing for the Premier League title, and I also don't see them qualifying for the Champions League next season. Now, the award for the biggest loser of the transfer window has to go to Barcelona. Now, I gotta be honest with you guys, I'm not gonna go too in depth on Barcelona because I'm gonna make a separate video going over just how this transfer went down for Barcelona. Because to go over every single stupid thing that the front office did this summer, I think it will take me like 10 minutes. So I'm just gonna make a separate video. But to give you guys an overview of what I think about this transfer window, I say that this is probably gonna go down as one of the worst transfer windows of all time for Barcelona. I mean, to start with, you lose Neymar, one of your biggest stars and probably the star of the future. Then you cannot sign any of the targets that they had for the summer. They cannot sign Berratti, they cannot sign Coutinho, they cannot sign Di Maria, Dybala. Then you spend 40 million euros on a 29-year-old that's coming from the Chinese league. You overpay by like 90 million euros to get a project for the future, because that is how I see Dembele. Like I said again, for me, Dembele is not a superstar. He has the potential to become one, and I really hope that he does become one, but he's not worth 145 million euros right now. So when you compare this team to last year's Barcelona team, basically the team got worse. You lose Neymar and you replace him with Dembele, and like I said, Dembele might have the potential to become a great player, but he's not Neymar. I'm sorry, he's not Neymar. He might never be as good as Neymar, because Neymar is a superstar. He's probably in the top 3 players in the world, so you're not going to replace him with Dembele. I think Dembele is going to be a really good player. Hopefully he becomes a star, but he's not that right now, so your team got worse from what it was last year. And last year your team was already not good enough to win a league title or to fight for the Champions League. So I don't see how the front office looks at that and says that, okay, we're going to compete this season. What bothers me the most about this whole situation is that you're basically wasting the last years of 2 of your best players to ever play in Barcelona, and Iniesta and Messi. I mean, Messi probably has like 5 years left on his career. Iniesta probably is in his last 3. So the fact that you're wasting their last years and you don't give them the team that they need to compete for titles is just disappointing, honestly. And I feel that if this front office stays in power, that this is gonna happen again next summer. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys did, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I hope you guys have a great day guys. Take care guys. Peace.